Hi guys, welcome back to this is episode 3 and we're also going to put episode 4 in here. So this is going to be 3 and 4. We did not post the video yesterday or go live because Ibatima was outside playing, came back inside, he took a shower in his PJs. We tried to do a video. It didn't come out right. I didn't like it. So I'm like, you know what, it's fine. Go hang out and then bedtime and all that. So here we are. He just came back from school like an hour ago. So we are going to do like a short video on, we're going to do Sengbe Pieh, that's a Sierra Leonean, and we're also going to do Madame Yoko. So we didn't, that's the one we were supposed to do yesterday, but like I said, it didn't come out right. So this is going to be episode 3 and 4 of Black History Month lessons with my son. These two people are Sierra Leoneans. So Sengbe Pieh is a Sierra Leonean. Madame Yoko is also a Sierra Leonean. These are also people that, you know, fought for the rights of people and just like freedom and all these essential things that we have now. So yeah, I made it very easy and like first grade friendly.
Yeah, because
where
I'm in first grade.
Yeah, where just child friendly in general, where he can also read it. Molima, can you please be quiet? Yeah, as you guys can see, I have the baby here, so bear with us. Okay, let's get straight into it. So his name, you say Sengbe Pieh.
Sengbe Pieh.
Sengbe Pieh.
Sengbe Pieh.
Okay.
Sengbe Pieh.
Okay. I will correct you where I need to. Okay, go ahead. Who was Sengbe Pieh? I'm probably not even saying it right, honestly. So correct me if I'm wrong.
Sengbe Pieh was born around.
I think speak up a little bit.
Sengbe
Pieh.
Sengbe Pieh was born around
1814
in a village called
Mani
in Sierra Leone, Africa. He was a farmer who grew rice and lived happily with his wife and 3 children.
Sengbe
loved working in his rice fields and spending time with his family. He was known for being strong, kind, and a good leader in his village.
Okay, good job. I'm also making him read it because Tommy gave me feedback yesterday. He was like, well, he was saying, I think I should like give Ibatima the name and then he can do the research. I feel like, well, I don't want to like put him too down and say, oh, I feel like he can't do it. But he goes to school. So by the time he comes back from school, I just feel like he doesn't have the time to really sit down and do the research like I do. And like I said, I want us to do one person every day where we just briefly talk about it, something nice and short and quick. So I'm like, okay, what I will do to keep him more engaged, instead of me doing all the reading and all the talking, he can do most of the reading. Where I need to help him, I will help him out. And I just feel like him doing the reading also, it kind of helps. When you read something, it kind of helps it stick in your brain better. So even if he's not going to remember all details, he'll maybe just sit down one day and say, Mommy, remember when we talked about Sengbe Pieh? I'm like, yeah, I remember we talked about Madame Yoko. Yes, you know, so, but yeah, go ahead. You already read this, right? Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to the next section, which is what happened to him. What happened to Sengbe Pieh, right?
Yeah.
You want me to read the first one and then you can read the second one?
Yeah.
One day, while Sengbe was working in his rice field, strangers captured him. These people were slave traders. You know what slave traders are?
No.
Those were people who, like, they will come to your, let's say your hometown, your field, they will catch you and go sell you off to somebody else as a slave to that person. So they will catch you, they'll put you on a ship and then, you know, travel with you across the world, different countries, try to sell you to the highest bidder and stuff like that. So those are slave traders. Those were slave traders, right? And they took him away from his family. I think I actually Googled something that said, let me see. It said he was illegally kidnapped That was in 1839 from his homeland in Sierra Leone, West Africa. Okay, so okay, you can read the second one.
And then you read the third one.
Okay, we can do it that way.
He was forced to walk many miles to the coast, where he was put on a big ship called the
Tikora.
Ticora. The ship was crowded and many people were treated very badly.
Yes.
The
Tikora.
Ticora sailed across the ocean to the place
To
called
a place
called
Cuba.
Cuba. During this trip,
Sengbe.
Sengbe and many others suffered without enough food or space.
Just the same way you sound things out in school, it's kind of the same thing, right?
Okay.
So CU is not Caba, it's not CA, it's CUBA, so it's Cuba, right? Exactly. So just look at the word and then you can sound it out. Okay, so in Cuba, Sengbe and other Africans were sold again. So they were kidnapped and then they, sailed to Cuba, and then they were sold again and put on another ship called La Amistad. Right? So that's his Amistad journey. That's like the other ship. The first ship was called Ticora, right? The other ship, when he was sold again, was called La Amistad, right? Okay, read the other one.
Sengbe knew this was wrong. While on the ship, he became a leader. He helped the other Africans take control of the ship because they wanted to be free. They tried to sail back to Africa, but the ship was crewed.
But the ship's crew tricked
tricked them and sailed
towards.
towards the United States. When the ship,
Do you know where the United States is?
here.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
When the ship reached the coast, the people were caught and put in jail
There's no for. In jail
in
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Good job. Okay, the fight for freedom. Sengbe, I can help you read that one. Sengbe and the other Africans were put on trial in a courtroom. They had to explain that they were not slaves but free people who were taken from their homes.
Wait,
Yeah.
what does this word mean?
Courtroom?
Yeah, courtroom.
Courtroom, it's a place where you basically have to go defend yourself against a crime. So, excuse me. So if police arrest someone right now for maybe stealing at, let's say, Costco.
He stole a monster truck from Costco.
Yeah, so let's say someone has been stealing a lot from the store, and then finally they capture that person. You eventually have to go to a courtroom because there's going to be a judge in there, and you have to basically speak about your crime and why you in here.
I know that room.
Yeah.
So when you go in, you have to go in and talk to the leader of what you have done.
Yeah. So the leader that you're talking about, that's called a judge. So the judge, they have like the big gown. It can be like black and white or something,
Yeah.
and they're sitting there and they're listening to what the lawyers have to say. So yeah, that's a courtroom, okay? So they basically, Sengbe and the other Africans were put on trial. Imagine you just got kidnapped. All of you just got kidnapped from your different homes and brought all the way to the U.S. in a ship, right? And now you have to go in a courtroom and basically explain that you guys are free people. You're not slaves, but you were taken from your home. Okay, read the next one.
Not
No, this one.
many people in the United States helped them, including teachers, church leaders, and even a former president named John
Quincy
Quincy
Adams.
Adams. The trial
Read a little bit louder.
The trial went all the way to the
Supreme Court.
Supreme Court, the highest
Court in the country.
court in the country in 1841.
No. There's a period right here. So in the country, you take a break, and then in 1841. In 1841. Good.
The courts decided that Sengbe and the others were telling the truth. They were free. The court said they could go back to Africa.
To Africa. Okay, so they were kidnapped in 1839. So it took, well, he was kidnapped. We don't even know when the other Africans that he was with in the ship, when they got kidnapped, right?
Yeah.
But he was kidnapped from Sierra Leone in 1839. So it took about 2 years
To get
for the Supreme Court for when they came to America. So I'm guessing maybe they were in jail or they were held somewhere. And it took about 2 years for them to come to this decision that, oh yeah, you guys are free. You can go back to your country. Isn't that crazy? Because they thought they were slaves, because, you know, slavery and slave trade was also going on in the U.S. So I guess if they had determined that they were slaves, they probably would have been, they probably would have kept them here, wherever it was. I don't even know, right? So, okay. What happened after the trial?
After winning their freedom, Sengbe and 34 other Africans returned home to Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone in 1842. So they didn't even return back in 1841. So technically it took about 3 years for, you know, them to go back. Okay. When Sengbe got home, he found that his family was missing and his village had changed. Even though it was hard, Sengbe continued to fight against slavery. Now his family probably got missing from the same thing, right?
Yeah.
The same slave trade or the same injustice that was happening, you know, back home. He became a leader in his community and helped others understand the importance of freedom and justice. Okay. So why is Sengbe Pieh important today? Read the first one.
Sengbe
Pieh
showed great bravery by standing up for his freedom and the freedom of others.
Of others. There's a period right there, remember?
Yeah.
Of others. That's the first one. And then you go to the second one.
His story reminds us that it is important to fight against unfairness and to treat everyone with kindness and respect.
Good job. The last one.
Today, people remember Sengbe as a hero who believed in justice and freedom for all. His story helped
inspire the fight against
slavery in many parts of the world.
Exactly. Okay, so words that you should know as a first grader. Okay. What does capture mean?
Yeah.
What does if you capture something or they capture something, what does that mean?
It means they take them away and they force them to go to way that they
don't. So to take someone away by force, you capture, right? So if you go fishing, for example, and you capture fishes, you're forcing the fishes away from their home, which is the water, right?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't ask you, come get me. You're capturing the fishes.
Yeah, because what if you want to make food for your family?
Well, yeah.
That's true.
Well, yeah, but you're still capturing them from their home. So even though, we do eat, eat fish, but it's kind of the same thing. You're capturing them from their home. You're taking them away, right? Which is why you have a lot of people who don't eat meat because of that, because they feel like you're being mean to the animals, like people are taking them from their homes and eating them. And
that's true.
so you have a lot of like vegetarians that don't eat meats because of that. because it's. I mean, when you think about it, it's not fair, right? Okay, freedom. What does freedom mean? If you don't know, the definition is right there. You can read it. What does freedom mean?
It means that you can go back to you were.
Okay, it means being free, being able to live your life without being controlled by someone else. All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For example, right now, you don't have the freedom to do anything you want to do in my house, right? In me and Daddy's house. You have rules, you have regulations. You can be a child, you can watch TV, you can do all that, but there's rules and regulations. You will have utmost freedom when you grow older and you have your own house. But then you have you okay?
Yeah.
You will have all the teachings that me and your dad have put in you. You have that to live your life, like you're living in your own house now. You have that freedom
With my brother when I grow up.
with your brother. Okay.
Court. When I grow up.
Okay. A place where people go to decide if rules have been broken, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just explained it to you before.
I
A
thought
courtroom.
it was a basketball.
A basketball court?
Yeah.
That's different. This is like a courtroom. That's what they're saying. A courtroom is where people go to decide if rules have been broken and what's going to happen to that person who broke the rules, right?
Okay.
A leader is a person who helps guide and protect others. Slavery, what is that? You want to read that?
Yeah. When people are forced to work without being paid and are not allowed to leave.
Yep, that's what slavery was. So they captured a lot of black people from different countries, Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria, even Jamaica and all these different places, and take them all around the world.
Even Japan?
Bring them to the U.S. Japan, I don't know the history of Japan, so I wouldn't speak on that. But slavery mostly happened to, there was a lot of white people also involved, but it mostly happened to black people. Japanese people are not black people.
Oh. That's true.
You do know that, right? Yeah, I'm sure they have their own history of something, but I don't know if it's about slavery per se. Okay, what can we learn from Sengbe Pieh? What's the first one?
Be brave and stand up what's right.
Stand up what?
For what's right.
Okay. What's the second one?
Treat all people with kindness and fairness.
What's the third one?
Never give up even when things are very hard.
And what's the last one?
Freedom is worth fighting for.
Okay, good job. That is the end of the lesson for Sengbe Pieh.
You were right. It wasn't going to be that long.
Yeah, no, it's not that long. So now we're going to do Madame Yoko.
Okay.
Okay, Madame Yoko.
Is it that long? It's not that long.
Yeah, it's not that long. Okay, this is the simplified version, just like Sengbe Pieh. Madame Yoko. Who was Madame Yoko? Madame Yoko was born around 1849 in a village called Bo in Sierra Leone, West Africa. Okay.
She was part of the Mende people, a group known for their rich culture and traditions. I know what traditions mean.
What does traditions mean?
It means that's something that you do every year.
Yeah. It can be every year or maybe every day or something. Yeah. When she was young, Madame Yoko joined the Sande Society, a special group that taught girls how to be wise, strong, and skilled. She became famous for her graceful dancing and leadership skills. Want to read the next one?
Yeah. She married three times. Her third husband,
Lango,
was a powerful chief. When he passed away in
1878,
Madame Yoko became the leader of her people.
Who else was married 3 times? We did him 2 days ago.
Nelson
Mandela. Nelson
I
Mandela.
only remember the name.
Well, good job. You remember the Nelson, so that's great. He was also married 3 times, right? Good job. What did Madame Yoko do? Madame Yoko wanted to make sure her people were safe and strong. She brought many villages together, creating a confederacy, which means a group of villages working together. She was very smart and worked closely with the British, who were in charge of Sierra Leone at the time. She made deals with them to protect her people and keep peace. Do you know why the British was in charge of Sierra Leone at that time?
Why?
Because we were colonized by the British.
Oh,
So the British people.
colonize mean again?
Colonization is basically white people, right?
Okay.
Deciding to take over a place that is not their place. So the British people came from Great Britain, came over to Sierra Leone, and just decided to take over the place. I'm sure you had leaders in our country by then that maybe kind of sold it to them, or just like, maybe because they did not have the resources to like hold on. They know, okay, these people obviously have more resources than we do. We don't have the resources to fight them or like keep this country away from them. They probably just agreed to it, right?
Yeah.
So but yeah, we were colonized by the British people, and we later gained independence. But there's gonna come a time where we speak more about all that when it comes to Sierra Leone. Okay, you want to read this one? I think we're at the third one now. What did Madame Yoko do? This one.
Wait,
Madame Yoko.
This one?
Yeah, I think we already read that one, no? She was a smart... Yeah, we already read this one. You can read this one.
Madame Yoko taught young girls in the
Sande Society.
Society important lessons about leadership, kindness, and how to help their communities. She expanded her land and made it one of the biggest areas ruled by a ruler.
Bless you.
Bless you. You messed up my reading, but I still know where
You're
I was.
welcome. Okay.
Areas ruled by a woman in Sierra Leone. She helped her people grow food, trades, goods, and stay peaceful with other villages.
Okay, Madame Yoko. Oh, bless you.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Thank you.
Oh, you have to. You gotta tell him thank you. If not, it'll be trouble. Madame Yoko was known for solving problems without fighting. She believed that talking and working together was better than going to war. Okay, some dates that you should know. In 1849, Madame Yoko was born in the village of Bo, Sierra Leone. In 1878, hey, don't touch that. Leave it alone. Thank you. In 1878, she became the chief of Senehun after her husband, Chief Lango, passed away. In 1884, the British recognized her as the Queen of Senehun because she led many villages peacefully. In 1906, Madame Yoko passed away, leaving behind a powerful legacy. People in Sierra Leone still celebrate her life and leadership today, just like Nelson Mandela, right? On his birthday, it's called Mandela Day, so people celebrate his life and what he did for South Africa, right? What was Madame Yoko's village like? Madame Yoko was born in a small village in Sierra Leone. The Mende people in her village were farmers, traders, and skilled in crafts. Life in the village was simple. People worked together to grow food like rice, cassava, and palm oil. They shared stories, they danced, and celebrated important events together. As Madame Yoko became a leader, she moved to Senehun, where she led many villages and helped them grow and stay peaceful.
Oh. I thought we were down here.
No. What did Madame Yoko accomplish in Sierra Leone? You want to read that?
Yeah.
We're right here.
Brought villages together. Madame Yoko united many villages to form a strong
Confederacy.
She made
Mulima. No. Go sit down.
She made. I thought isn't that
Where?
supposed to be?
She made sure. She made sure everyone worked together for peace. Wait, which word are you confused by?
I was almost confused by made. I thought it was supposed to be make.
Make? Oh, she
Yeah.
makes sure?
Yeah.
No, she made sure because it's past. She made sure everyone worked together, not she make sure. Okay, the next one. She worked with the British. She built good relationships with the British leaders to keep her people safe and strong.
Helped girls become leaders. Madam Yoko taught young girls in the Sande Society how to be confident. Wise and strong leaders keep peace instead
No,
of
no, no. What is that word?
kept
Good. Kept peace.
peace instead of fighting wars. Madam Yoko used her words and leadership to solve
Problems.
problems.
She believed in peace and unity. Expanded her territory. She made her land bigger and stronger, making her one of the most powerful women leaders in Sierra Leone's history. Sierra Leone then and now. When Madame Yoko was alive, Sierra Leone was made up of many small villages. The British were in charge, and sometimes there were conflicts between villages. Madame Yoko worked hard to bring peace and make life better. Sierra Leone now, what does that look like? Sierra Leone is a free country, which means we're not under the British people anymore. We have independence. We have our own presidents that are black. People remember Madame Yoko as a brave and smart leader who helped bring peace and unity to her people. Okay? Now, words you should know. Chief. What is a chief? A leader of a group of people. What is confederacy? A group of villages or people who work together. What is Mende?
The group of Madame Yoko belonged to Sierra Leone.
The group of people Madame Yoko belonged to in Sierra Leone. British, what is that? People from the country of Great Britain, who were in Sierra Leone during Madame Yoko's time. What is the Sande Society?
A special group in Sierra Leone that teaches girls how to be strong and wise.
And wise, good job. Okay, what can we learn from Madame Yoko?
Be strong and kind to others. A good leader.
Oh, excuse you.
Excuse me. A good leader listens and helps people. Working together makes us
Stronger.
stronger.
High five.
Yeah.
Good job. Okay, so that is it for episode 3 and 4. He really wants us to do Rosa Parks, so we're going to do that.
And I learned
tomorrow.
I learned another one from a book. I Lincoln, not the Lincoln at school.
Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln. Okay. I've heard that name and I feel like I know something, but I need to do more research and then make it child friendly so you can also read it, because you see, keeps him engaged and not yawning too much when he's on his iPad. He will not move. He will not move. He will not even blink. He will not even yawn.
Yes, I would blink.
No, you will not. You're literally like this when you're playing Roblox.
And I'm like,
but once you tell these kids to read something educational, all of a sudden, doing all the extras, okay? But yeah, so all done. We will see you guys tomorrow.
peace.
Bye.